Welcome, everybody, to the beautiful New Jersey College Baseball Nation studios for our look at the 2022 NJSIAA State Baseball Playoffs. We start tomorrow with the first round of the non-public tournaments. We bring in our expert. We bring in the godfather of New Jersey high school baseball, John Kroger. As always,
I wouldn't go that far.
We can call you whatever we want. We'll call you
I feel old when you say Godfather.
That makes me like Michael Corleone here or something like that. So that's no good. So we'll call you the expert then, our self-proclaimed expert witness here. You know, certainly, obviously, seen more of these teams than anybody in the state. And today we are going to look at Group 2. Going to look at our non-public B bracket and Group 1. And we'll go down. We'll decide who we think is going to win these state tournaments. Join the 6 champs from last year at Veterans Park over in Hamilton, and raising the banner and all that good stuff at the end of the middle of June. So let's get right into Central Jersey Group 2. We're going to start with the Group 2s. We're going to talk Central Jersey and South Jersey. We're going to start with Central because the team that was probably our top public school team for most of the year, Rumson Fairhaven, struggling a little bit to the stretch, leaking a bit of oil. We'll start with that bracket. We've got Rumson, we've got Wall as the top 2 teams, but a pretty strong central bracket. What are you seeing?
Yeah, Rumson, it was probably the early pick. They got the pitch and playing a lot of close games. And you know as well as I know, you got to win 4, 5, 6 games to win that state title. I'm going to opt elsewhere now. I was a Owen Stewart believer. I just don't know. And then Maroney's hurt. I don't know if he's playing the rest of the year. And I know Wall had a really good run for a while, but they're slumping a little bit. They lost 3 in a row. I'm getting on Chris Roof bandwagon here in Central Jersey. I think Roofy's got a lot of young kids. They're going to be there for a couple more years. And he's always Mr. State Tournament. You know, he's one of the best coaches in New Jersey when it comes to the states. And you find them both in the same county, him and McCaffrey. But they win when it counts. As long as they're not playing each other, because someone's got to lose. So I'm going to get on the GL bandwagon. And I think it's a little long shot. You look at Monmouth Regional, Aiden Denton. He's pretty good. Saw him a couple times this year. Could he be a stopper to Rumson? The problem is, do Monmouth have enough pitching to win 3 and 4 in a row? Joey Esposito, good catcher. That would be my long shot. Voorhees, again, they were there last year. So we'll see what happens from there.
Yeah, Aiden Denton, and it's funny you mentioned Rumson. Obviously, he had the game earlier in the season where he had him beat until Pitch Smart decided that he had enough with 2 outs in the 7th, and they could never get the final out. So, you know, it would be interesting if they do face off, because he clearly knows that he's done it before to him. Voorhees seems an interesting one. Obviously, losing, Truman Richter right before the season is not a blow that many Group 2 teams could take on and have the depth, but certainly they've got the experience. They they're well coached. They're in a lot of tough games. Julius Rosado, South River. I mean, you're talking about one of the best freshmen.
He's tremendous. I love Rosado. And Lepore is doing such a great job. In the next 3 years, I would love to have his job with that kid. I mean, he's going to be one of the most famous coaches come the next 3 years. We're going to be talking about him Hall of Fame with Rosado. Rosado's like the next big-time player in New Jersey. No lie. 3 years from now, we're going to be talking about him. Mike Garlotti and I were speaking about him earlier in the year. He's a scout, professional baseball scout. And I said, Rosado's good, man. He goes, yeah. You baseball warehouse guy.
Gonna
So
see some big schools knocking on the door at tiny South River. You're gonna see a lot of scouts there. Absolutely. So it'd be fun to watch him grow. So we've got you for Governor Livingston in Central.
yeah, my back's against the wall. I'm going with GL.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. I'm still gonna go with Rumson to win it in the Central Jersey anyway.
You going with Rumson?
Yeah, but I think, and ultimately I'd love to say Wall because I mean Andrew Fisher, great kid, great story, but I am with you. I could see that more as a Rumson against GL sectional final and see what happens. So
I got you. I hear you.
South Group 2. Cedar Creek might have the best pitcher in the bracket. Delran, was an out away from winning South Jersey last year, Group 2, before Sean McAllister and hit him from Manchester and knock them out. You got Haddon Heights. You've got a West Deptford team that probably has the hitting but might not have the pitching. What do we see in South Jersey? To me, it looks like Delran.
Yeah. I was just gonna. You stole it from me. They're pitching. Bauman, Ian Greco. They're gonna be very tough. I'm gonna go with them. I actually wrote down yesterday looking at this, Delran, and that's it. And Manchester had a good run last year in the States, and let's not forget Haddon Heights. In that group.
You got one of the most. I mean, Caden Bodine, obviously one of the best players in the group, certainly. But Manchester, had taken on some injury hits. Obviously, losing Logan Duffy for the rest of the year is going to be a tough blow. And it's like I said, it's not like some of these South 4 schools that just seem to be able to plug guys in from everywhere.
Right.
But I guess the only thing would be if Cedar Creek gets there and
Cedar Creek plays Pleasantville, and nothing against Pleasantville, but Pleasantville's not going to beat Cedar Creek. Not going to happen. Then they're going to play the winner of the Middle Township Point Pleasant Borough game. Borough probably will be the team they play. Does he throw?
Coppola.
Christian Coppola. In one of those 2 games. I don't know if he has to. West Deptford probably would be my guess as the 3rd game. I'm not saying, I don't want to use the word ever easy. But Ryan, you better not lose the first 2 games. I'm coming down hard on you, pal.
And you didn't want to be called the Godfather.
No, Cedar Creek, Final 4 for sure. West Deptford's going to be a real tough game.
I think so. I think West Deptford, but I don't know. Again, their pitching is going to have to step up a little bit. They've been scoring runs. That hasn't been a problem. They got to get some big outs in the postseason. To me, it looks like 1 versus 2 in the final there. And I'm going to give my nod, like I said, to Delran here in South 2.
I went with Delran for sure, and there's going to be some crazy stuff in that section. I can't see those 2 teams playing each other, but Delran and listen, Haddonfield's the 14th seed. They've had a tough schedule.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, they started the season 4-0 or 5-0.
Yeah.
7-10.
Yep, because that got them. They got them into the Diamond Classic.
Yeah, and they're going to play Haddon Heights.
Right. Well, we know that's going to be a little bit of a rivalry anyway.
Yeah.
It's a backyard.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there.
Yeah.
I'm just going to get on the Delran bandwagon right now.
Non-public. I'm sorry. We got the north side of Group 2. Ramsey's emerged as one of the top teams in the state. Mawa was probably in that role before Aiden Teal went down. Is this Ramsey's section to lose? And who?
All right, so I'm gonna make it real easy for the South Jersey people who know how hard it is to win the Diamond Classic in the old days, Saturday and then the 2 Sunday. Well, Ramsey's got to deal with this Saturday and Sunday, and they got to throw Kirk tomorrow against Kranzler. All right, now if they lose the first game, They played Riverdale early in the year. Riverdale lost to them 3-2 in the 7th inning. I don't see Ramsey winning that. I would bet my bottom dollar they don't. Sorry, Herbs, but listen, this weekend's gonna take the juice out of you, man. I was thinking about this the other day. I feel bad. What a great year. They are a really good team. They probably could win it, but if my back's against the wall, remember, my back's against the wall. So I'm in Atlantic City right now, and I'm rolling the dice. I'm not going with Ramsey. I'm not. I actually went with shocker here. I'm going with Demarest. I saw Demarest play during the year. They made 3, 4, 5, 6 strong middle of the lineup, and with Andrew going on the mound, and his brother, what's Andrew's last name? Andrew, Gianzano, and his brother. I like them. They're going to be tough. I'm going to go with Demarest. Listen, I'm not taking too many top seats here. Another team that I thought was interesting, Pascack Hills.
Yeah.
They have the pitching.
Yeah, and that's
why not?
Playing every 3 days here is going to make a difference. It's going to eat up after a while. In North 2, you're looking at, again, Caldwell being the top seed, Ty Frito and company. Who are we looking at as their biggest challengers? Who can knock them off?
Again, I didn't go with them. I think that might be the ugliest section in the state. And when I mean ugly, it's anyone can beat anyone. I'm looking down at this thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Madison's the 9 seed. They're the 9 seed. They can beat Caldwell any day. Morris Tech, sorry, I know they're 11 and 8, but they're not beating anybody. But Parsippany 16 and 4. Bartek against Ridgefield. I don't know. I think he saves them, and then they play Ridgefield Park. With Bartek's pitch, and I think they beat Ridgefield Park. Ridgefield Park's playing really good, though. That's the most interesting game, that Parsippany Ridgefield Park game for Caldwell to watch right now, because I think one of those two teams, they're just licking their chops for Caldwell. But I'm going with Rutherford to win it.
Okay.
I'm going with Rutherford. I think those kids have been, they're young. They're hungry. Carmen Spina does a tremendous job with those guys in the state tournament. Carmen, I'm giving it to you. Let's go. Remember those old days, baby. You got it. Make me look good here, Spina. Let's go, kid. I'm going with Rutherford.
So we got Rutherford, we got Demarest, we got, who did we say? We got Governor Livingston, and we got Delran. Are you on the Delran bandwagon for states as of now?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Delran, no matter who they throw, they got tremendous pitching. Remember, this isn't the Diamond Classic where you say, oh, Gian Greco, he's going to face St. Augie's. Could they beat St. Augie's? No, he's going against, I'm not going to mention high school teams, but he's going against Group 2 teams right, where there's 7 outs in a lineup, not going against all-star teams. So I'm going with Delran. Delran, go punch him in. Delran, but in the state semis. It's state semis at least.
Yeah.
Gotta go.
Yeah. But I'm gonna stick with Rumson. I think they're gonna get it together. I really do. I think that they
listen. I'm the first one on the Rumson bandwagon early in the year, but
yeah. I do. I guess I should probably put the asterisk of whether Reese Maroney is back in the lineup on there, because I think he's solidified.
They still got a really good lineup, though. That's a good lineup.
But a team like that doesn't have a lot of, they beat teams by just being like more sound than they are, and they were so off against Red Bank Catholic when I saw them.
Yeah, that was tough.
I'm just gonna pretend that didn't happen, wipe it out of my memory, and think they're gonna figure it out. Non-public B. The non-public B bracket. We've got North, we've got South. We're starting tomorrow, Tuesday. And both halves seem interesting because, in the North half, I don't have a clue. You got Rutgers Prep. Their top pitcher is a freshman. You got St. Mary's Rutherford with their transfers into the lineup here. I got to figure St. Mary's probably the favorite, but who do you like there?
Oof. I can't go against St. Mary's because they're going to be high energy. Rutgers Prep's playing really well. They've had a really
like
good
maybe
season.
a year away, Rutgers Prep.
They with this group, Gil, let me tell you something. Gil St. Bernard's is a team that's gonna sting somebody. They play MKA, and then Logan and Christian Moat. That's gonna be a tough out for MKA, and then they play. They got to beat Mater Day first. I'm going to Immaculata. I'm going to Immaculata, and the reason why is because and a lot of these B games are very decent scoring games. Immaculata is going to find ways to win. This is not South B for them.
Right.
They've done well in South B.
Yeah,
this is a lot
long though. They should be in the North. I mean, that's a much better move for them.
I mean, I'm gonna go with Immaculata. If my back's against the wall, I'm going with Immaculata. I think they win something here.
So you got Immaculata over St. Mary's. I think I could flip that and go with that. But I think those are your two North finalists.
Yeah. I think that would be really.
If
Prep, Immaculata.
If Scaponette was still at Gill this year, I'd probably, I feel like they just need that big pitcher is what's holding them back.
Yeah, right? Gill St. Bernard's, they got a good Gregorio, the Moats. I mean, those guys are Division I baseball players. Agreed, I know they don't have a lot of pitching, but man, let's listen. It's that time. Pasquale, let's go, buddy. Let's go.
In the South, we thought that we would have three of the top 5 or 6 teams in the state at the start of the year, but Ranney, Gloucester, and Bishop Eustace have all kind of fallen a little short in big games for various reasons. This is probably the chance for one of those 3 to kind of make amends and get back up there. Who do you like?
Yeah, I think Eustace has to. Not happening, guys. It's Rainier than GC, straight up. Rainy GC.
Yeah.
One of those 2 teams. That's not happening. And listen, no disrespect to Eustace, but they're 18-7. They came up empty this year. This flat out empty. Listen, sorry, I'm going to say it like it is. No, unacceptable season for Eustace with that pitching staff. Unacceptable. And I saw them in their first scrimmage of the year, and I looked at it, and the rankings were already done. And I saw them. I said, this team does not hit. They do not hit good pitching. And listen, I don't want to talk negative about Eustace. They're a really good team. They got a lot of great players, and they got good pitching. And they've come strong lately. But this would kind of help the season a little bit if they got to beat GC and Rainey to prove their point. They lose one of those games this year, it's a tough year. And I'm a big Eustace guy. I love Eustace. I love watching Eustace play. Great coaching staff. Make the kids work hard, but I think they're missing something.
There's a lot of teams this year. There's a lot of teams in.
They're missing. Hey, this is what it is. I'm gonna say it like it is. You remember the 10-man?
Oh, geez.
Yeah, that's what Bishop Eustace. I'm calling you out, Bishop Eustace. The 10-man. You got to get a heart.
They're gonna go
hard, man, and do something.
20-run St. Rose, all because of you.
Yeah, get a heart, because you know what? There's an unacceptable season this year. You got to get a heart, and I may even pick you, Bishop Eustace.
St. Rose is now terrified that you woke them up.
They should wake up. It's unacceptable. I mean, listen, I'm a positive person, but I'm really upset with their season. They should be better. And I've gone to some of their games. The kids got to want to play. They got to play. They got to play harder. That's it.
Well, now's the time. If you can't in June,
They're the Tin Man. Are they the Tin Man, or are they going to get a heart? We'll find out soon enough.
If you can't do it in June, you wonder when you ever can.
Yes.
Ranny is my pick. They've had an up and down season. I think they're going to finally do it, and they're not playing any short teams in this bracket, so they're good.
Yeah. I think I agree with you with that. That GC rainy game, if it happens, it could get ugly.
Yeah,
that's what I want to see. It could get ugly. Both teams are baseball fiends. They live and die baseball, and that's what high school baseball is about. Pat Gironi versus Dennis Barth. Oh, that would be a great game. Oh my God. And the kids know each other from travel ball and stuff, but it becomes different.
It is different. It is different. And I think that's something that we see a lot of, is that if you don't get it together as a team and you can't play for the guys on your, on your team, it's not the same pressure as you don't have. I don't see any student sections heckling you during travel ball.
No.
And if you can't handle that, you're not going to win in high school. It doesn't matter what your summer stats are.
No, you're right.
Group 1. We're going to Group 1 now, and we're going to go start up north, and we're going to start way up north. Woodridge is the number 1 seed in North 1. We got Waldwick, we got Canellen, we got Mountain Lakes, which is my pick, and I'm going to start with that.
Yep. Well, when we talked about this early in the year, I think Mountain Lakes we thought was Group 2 at the time.
Yep. They snuck them in at the last second because all these schools move around in enrollment.
Yes, Mountain Lakes. I'll tell you what, Matty Sinecki from Kinnelon, I don't know how many Group 1 schools are going to hit him. I like Kinnelon a lot when he's on the mound. And we don't know what the weather's going to be like, but if he throws Wednesday and then there's a rain. Remember the one year Island, what's his face, through every game? Remember that? The kid with the slider. And it rained every day, and he got the extra day.
Let's not have that, because my season starts June 2nd with the college guys, and I don't want to schedule rainouts. So let's just let's hope for 16 straight days of sun and get this done.
I'm calling out Woodridge right here. Hasbrook Heights beats Wallington. And then they play Woodridge. Listen, last year I said Woodridge should be in the state sectional finals. I think they have enough talent to do it. Trey Packin's back now. But I'm going with you. I'm going with Mountain Lakes.
Yeah.
I'm getting on the Devin. Devin, I'm getting on your back, Russell. Let's go, kid.
That's right.
Let's go.
That's right.
Let's go. Wait a second.
Oh.
How about this one? How about this one? So we're talking about this group. So who does Mountain Lakes play first round? Booton, right? Johnny Regas strikes Devin Russell out 3 times, shocks Mountain Lakes 2-0. And Regas gets a 2-run single. Oh my God, Route 287's right there. Maybe I'll drive by, see the last inning.
You just set our bracket, and then you just ruined our bracket in 2 seconds.
I know. Well, I don't know if I could go with Mountain Lakes, but I'm gonna go. My back's against the wall. I'm gonna go with Mountain Lakes and then Waldwick. So if I get,
sure.
There's no long shot here. There's no long shot, Linda. Nope.
North 2 looks like, to me, New Providence probably the favorite. Dayton.
Hey, we're agreeing a lot on a lot of things today, huh?
Dayton's been hot a lot lately. They had a great run to the Union County Tournament Finals. Glen Ridge certainly is a trouble against Group 1 competition. We got Brearley. What do we see here in North 1 or North 2?
See, the seeds normally don't matter in the States to me. It's
Yeah.
just you get the home field advantage. Like, look at Glenridge. They're playing Weehawken. Then they would play the final 8 would be Verona or Verona University. So that'll be Verona. Then Griffin Seibel gets that game. Glenridge. I could see Glenridge playing New Providence in this final here.
Yep.
And then I think New Providence blows them out. I like New Providence in this too. I agree, 100%.
I think they've got the extra motivation of being so close last year too.
Yeah. Well,
losing the walk.
I'm going to throw one at you right now. Who has the best winning percentage out of all the teams in this bracket? It's not even close.
In what, North? Which bracket?
Yeah.
2?
Group 1, Section 2, the best winning percentage.
Jeez.
Shabazz.
Oh yeah.
Hi, Shabazz, 11-3.
Oh.
hey, I saw them. What was it, 2 years ago? They do a good job with those kids, man.
Yeah.
That's a tough thing for them to be 11-3. Good for them, man. They get in the state tournament. Listen, anything can happen in the States. Good luck, Shabazz. That's very interesting.
It's a great
They
story.
got a decent amount of PowerPoints too, Shabazz.
Yeah. Central 1. Central 1 seems to be a couple of teams that could give Middlesex a run. They still got to be the favorites, Middlesex. It seems like I'm picking too many favorites here, but I don't know how many teams can match Stephen Young and Alfonso Esposito.
Agree. But I'm going to opt away from Middlesex.
But we got Point Beach can give people trouble. We got New Egypt. We got Shore Regional beat Red Bank Catholic to start the season.
That was my pick.
They're the bad.
I'm going with the sub 500 pick, Shore Regional, 10-11 Shore Regional, and I like Middlesex too. Those are my 2 teams that I'm going to go with.
Shore Regional's the bad news bears of the bracket. They've been either great or driving Coach Buttermaker to drink, one or the other. It's
So you're going to go with who?
I'm going to go with Middlesex only because I think they are more consistent than Shore Regional.
And they've had a really hard schedule.
And they do. They moving up to the white division, playing group 3s and 4s all year. Of course, Shore's had a lot of tough teams on their schedule as well. And in the bottom half, I think Point Beach gets through and probably gets to the point where they get most years, which is playing Middlesex for the sectional title.
Yeah, you hit it right ahead. Middlesex is, and I'm not even talking about talent, but the last couple of years, you watch Nastasi coach. He's a genius. He's a really good coach. Like, and he smiles. Like the things he does, like looking at him, like my God, most high school coaches don't think like him. He's a very, very good coach.
Yeah,
I really tip my hat to him.
They're going to be my pick there. South 1 is always an adventure.
Yep. That's my group. I'm guaranteeing it. I'm guaranteeing the state champion here. I'm guaranteeing Audubon. If they don't win the state championship, oh man, Rich Horan, I think this is it for him. He's going to win it all.
I would love to see Luke Wood pitching against Audubon in the sectional final.
Well,
but I think they're probably a year away, Pennsville.
Yeah, Pennsville's really hot lately.
Yeah.
So you got Xavier Massey. I saw Perosi pitch. I think it was against Kingsway early in the year. He throws hard. And that was in the cold weather. It was like 38 degrees. He was like 86 miles an hour. I don't see any Group 1 schools. He was throwing strikes. He's got 63 Ks already, Perosi. So
Pennsville, even when they got to even early in the season when they weren't playing as well, they 3-2 lost to Lenape.
Yeah.
And Pittman, if Billy Keene is pitching, they're going to be a tough game for someone. But I think, I think it's I'll go Pennsville as my sleeper, only because I seem to have too many favorites. But I certainly agree that Audubon is the team to beat in the bracket. And I'll tell you, a
Yeah, I get
Middlesex
it.
Audubon game would be a lot of fun.
Well, you saw Maple Shade beat Cherokee yesterday,
Yep, that's true. And
and Maple
you know, it's
Shade,
funny,
they're
Maple Shade
16-2. They don't know much about losing.
Maple
So.
Shade had that record throughout the season, that high record, and people were pointing to the schedule, and then they go out and beat Cherokee, last week.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
so, maybe that's going to be a challenge for, Bunis certainly has a history of putting out good teams. So I said Group 1 is going to be, there's South Jersey Group 1 is always fun.
Yeah. It's not going to be fun this year, though.
So your state pick, it sounds
State
like
final Group 1, Audubon wins the state championship. They are the best team they are by far the best team in Group 1.
So you go.
If they lose, I will be shocked.
You got Delran. You're big on you're on that bandwagon. You're on the
Group 2. I don't know who I'm picking for the state championship. If back against the wall, probably Delran. I would probably go with Delran. I think this is their year. They've had a tough schedule. So I got Audubon in Group 1, Delran in 2 so far.
And you got Immaculata and Rainey in the finals of non-public B.
Well, early in the year, I said Rainey would win parochial B, but we all know when it push comes to shove, winning state titles, Gloucester Catholic. I would trust Gloucester Catholic a little more than Rainey. I'm sorry, Pat Gironi, man. I got to jump off the bandwagon. I thought you guys would be top 5 at this time.
You're on that bandwagon for like 12 minutes, according to my time.
Yeah, they're another team. They're the 10 men. They need a heart, Rainey.
You're tough.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen them against Paris early in the year. I said, this team. And then they lose to Rumson. I mean, listen, I don't care if they're playing and then they come and beat Poly Prep. Like, you got to beat Rumson. You got to win that big game. You got to win that game. Listen, I don't care who you're facing. You're the best team in the state next year, Rainey. Rainey's not the best team in the state next year. They got to be.
Well, that's why I think they got to start it now by winning non-public B.
Yes.
I'm gonna
go with GC.
I'm gonna go on the limb and say they're gonna beat them.
You say Rainey?
Yeah, they'll beat GC in South. They're finally gonna have their breakthrough.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be AJ versus Tate Darius in the final. Rainey gets off to an early 2-0 lead, and then GC's gonna pull their shenanigans, walk, bunt, throw away Rainey. The Rainey guys are going to start arguing. Like, oh, no. And then all of a sudden, we got the little blooper down the right field line, and the umpires struck one coach out of the game for making a bad call, be a 3-2 game. I'm going to go with GC.
All righty. Well, you heard it here first. We will be back with the other half of the state tomorrow. We'll see how we end up on these predictions. I'm sure you'll let us know. And that's it for this episode. We will be back tomorrow. Group 3, Group 4, and non-public A. This is John Kroger. I'm Mike Olshin, and we will see you tomorrow.